Welcome back to the Horror Movie Files. Today's topic will be of the revised file over the cheesy horror classic, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. But before we continue, a word from our sponsors, the Patreon. Our Patreon, Geeks and Gnomes, has a wide array of content, including written stories, videos, shorts, and digital art. Naturally, this includes fan-made projects like the Horror Movie Files, and original projects, with my most recent and proudest being Eternal Conflict, which I'm sure some of you have seen shorts of here on YouTube. Supporting the Patreon is the best way to ensure we'll keep making content here on YouTube, as well as our other social media outlets. Also, as a patron, not only will you never miss out on new content, but any request you make will always be given first priority. Additional details on subscription perks will be displayed on our main page, so please check it out. There is also a 7-day free trial in case you change your mind later, so there's no need to worry if it turns out you don't like our content. Now back to the file. This video will contain images and descriptions of blood, murder, aliens, grotesque and disgusting clowns, and other related topics. If any of that makes you uncomfortable, then please feel free to click off the video. For those willing to continue, let's begin with SCP-AAC. SCP-AAC, codename the Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Object Class, Somnum. Special Containment Procedures. The last ship that arrived on Earth was ultimately destroyed during the aftermath of the initial invasion incident. Therefore, no containment procedures on SCP-AAC have been made. However, the chances of that SCP-AAC ship being the only one in existence is extremely low. As such, Mobile Task Force Apollo 1 Orion's Belt is to remain alert at all times in case any object that matches the description of the ship utilized by the SCP-AAC instances enters our solar system. Given what happened last time, they are to immediately confirm the incoming object is a threat and related to the SCP-AAC species. Once both conditions have been confirmed, they are to respond with extreme prejudice. Description: SCP-AAC are a species of carnivorous and hostile extraterrestrial organisms that have a grotesque resemblance to clowns found on Earth. SCP-AAC instances tend to vary in height, size, body proportions, and facial structures, leaving no two instances looking alike. Though they do have some main similarities, that being sickly white pale skin, wacky and colorful hairstyles, and goofy flashy clown suits. It is unknown as to why, disregarding their grotesque appearance, SCP-AAC instances resemble clowns on Earth so closely. A hypothesis was made stating that SCP-AAC instances could have invaded Earth eons ago, and humanity modeled its own clowns after the species. However, there is no concrete evidence to confirm this beyond speculation. Additionally, no Foundation staff were able to interact with any of the SCP-AAC instances during their initial invasion. The only information the Foundation has on SCP-AAC instances was obtained from various reports made from survivors of said invasion. SCP-AAC instances, based on the reports of their last invasion, hold technology so advanced it leans on the edge of stupidity. For example, some instances were reported to make balloon dogs that can act like living bloodhound tracker dogs. There were also instances reported to be able to ride on thin air, as if within an invisible car, and can even physically hit other cars to steer them off the road. Then there were terrifying reports of instances being able to create shadow puppets, able to take on any form, and even interact with living beings to trap or kill them. All of this displays our technology and abilities having a theme, that matching the same theme of Earth clowns, being goofy and entertaining. The data does suggest that SCP-AAC instances do enjoy entertaining those they encounter. However, this is merely a means to trick the potential prey into a state of ease before they go for the kill. As stated before, SCP-AAC instances are carnivorous, with their main source of food being blood. According to the survivor reports, the main weapon of the SCP-AAC instances was a strange ray gun that instantly killed a person upon being shot, but also instantaneously wrap their corpse in a cotton candy-like substance. Doing this seemed to be their way of preserving food, as they often hooked the cotton candy-wrapped corpses in storage areas, where at any time they were able to drain the blood from the bodies for consumption. Data also indicates that there were several corpses on the ship before the invasion of the small town of leading to multiple theories. One theory suggests they have invaded other parts of Earth or have invaded other worlds similar to our own and only came to Earth after running out of food. Then there is a theory that they come to Earth at regular intervals to feed, which again leads back to the main theory of SCP-AAC being on Earth eons ago and the main inspiration for Earth Klowns. But this is still not enough to confirm anything beyond speculation. The life cycle of the SCP-AAC species is also a mystery, though certain reports have shed some light, even if just a little bit. According to the data, the SCP-AAC instances are born from what looks to be popcorn, but is more like a larval stage of the species. Once these larvae find a suitable area to grow, they'll begin to change into SCP-AAC infants, which look like grotesque fleshy snakes that have small and disgusting clown heads with vicious teeth. Despite their seemingly fragile stature in this state, they are relentless and hungry. The serpent bodies of these infants has led to the additional theory that the SCP-AAC instances aren't humanoid at all, and the only reason they appear this way is thanks to their costumes, which could be biosuits used for interaction and protection. All data accumulated through the reports show that SCP-AAC instances are strong, have advanced technology, and quite possibly reality-bending abilities. However, they are not unstoppable. Though SCP-AAC instances cannot be killed by gunshots or by dismemberment, as they can easily and comedically grow new limbs and act like bullet wounds don't affect them, their sole weakness lies within their nose. When an SCP-AAC instance has their nose popped, either by heavy force from a well-aimed gunshot or anything that's sharp enough, the end result is their entire body combusting into confetti. SCP-AAC was discovered in 1988 after reports came in of killer clowns attacking a small town of. Though it should be noted the report was supposed to be sent out earlier than it was, but the local sheriff refused to call it in because for whatever reason he believed the entire town was trying to prank him. By the time backup was finally called in, a majority of the town had already been killed off. The deployed backup forces were actually disguised units of Mobile Task Force Iota 10 Damn Feds. They managed to arrive at the local carnival where they witnessed the destruction of SCP-AAC's ship. With the situation resolved surprisingly quickly, MTF Iota 10 rounded up all the survivors for questioning. Everything they witnessed was sent back right to the Foundation, and afterwards they were all given Class G amnestics. The cover story was that the town was hit by a small terrorist attack rather than an alien invasion, explaining the mass disappearances and occasionally found dead bodies. It should be noted that at the time of writing, no new SCP-AAC instances have been reported within our solar system. However, MTF Apollo 1 has been advised to remain vigilant. And that was the revised file of SCP-AAC. Thank you to everyone for watching this video to the end. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would be most appreciated, as I have reached another milestone of 150 subscribers. Thank you all so much for giving this channel a chance. But also, don't forget to leave a like on the video and comment down below what you thought. As I always say, all criticism is helpful to creators, so please don't hold back on your opinions. Please also check the links in the description below so you can follow me on Tumblr to stay up to date with all my contents. And finally, a very special thank you to all my patrons who support me in doing what I love. If you want to be like them and have the same perks they do, then please subscribe today and get 15 weeks worth of content early, as well as updates on my content you can't find anywhere else. Thank you all again for watching, and hope you'll stick around, as there's always more to come. Call me crazy, but as a kid, I found these clowns pleasant in appearance when compared to actual clowns.